In this
Hey,
episode, guys,
everybody.
hey, I want to talk about how I woke up 136 pounds, what I've done differently this week. Go ahead.
All right, everybody. Welcome back to another
Yay!
episode of Meeting Mondays with the Fierce Felines.
Yeah.
I am your co host, Robin Heron, your carnivorous grandma. And we are excited to be back with you guys again. Tonight, if you can believe it, is episode 32. Unbelievable. Can hardly believe that we've been doing this for 32 weeks. Tonight, we're going to be talking about adapting your carnivore lifestyle once your health goals are met. So, have you guys arrived yet? I don't think I have yet, but that's okay. And so, we're going to talk a little bit about like what's our plans for when we arrive. Have we already arrived? And what our health goals were, what they are, and what are we going to do after our health goals are met? All right, G, you're
I
up.
know, so I might as well go ahead and tell you guys right now what this week has been like. So, we were supposed to do a sardine challenge. Do you remember us talking about that? Laura, just shake your head. No? I know. So,
I do do
well, first
it.
of all, June 15th, we're going to do the Carnivores After Dark, the ladies of the Lioness lifestyle. We're going to get together. Well, we were talking with them, and there was a sardine challenge that was supposed to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hey, hi,
Hey,
Julia.
Julia.
Yay! And so Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I had the grands over. Hey, Susan. I had the grands over. My grandson had a friend. So I cooked out. I did all of this stuff. And my husband was like, "But I thought you were eating sardines." I say I am. But then at the same time, um, for those that don't know, I share it all the time now. I've had the gastric sleeve 11 years ago. The gastric sleeve did not, I just drank water, take the weight off of me. I got down to 164 pounds by my 50th birthday. Hey, Darn. But hey, Lisa from Idaho, I got down to 164 pounds on my 50th birthday. I'm turning 60 in less than a month. So that's 10 years ago at that point, by the time the weight came off. And after my birthday, I just shot right back up. A lot of times I share a photograph just showing you my weight return. So being a carnivore is a little different than
Hello.
being a carnivore is a little different now for me. And the way that I have to take in food and I have to do certain things. So when they talked about the sardine challenge, I like sardines. So, okay, fine. But I got two things going on. Number one, movement is very important to us. Uh, us meaning humans. Okay. So if you're not out here doing those burpees like Laura and all this other stuff, and you're a little bit more like me, that you just want to wake up and be fabulous because you don't want to do all those other different things. Movement. And what does movement this month look like for me? uh in July I'll be 60, and I want to reclaim my house. I started looking, and it's like the closets are full, the walkout storage. So my house now looks like I'm moving. But in the midst of, we have cut down a tree, we're doing the lawn, I'm doing the garden. That's movement for me. So every time my arms are moving, I keep saying, "Ooh, I'm burning fat. I'm burning fat," because I have no carbs inside of me. I'm burning fat. I'm burning fat. Yeah, that's how I walk around. Hey, I'm burning. Last day of normal, I'm burning fat. And I introduced those sardines. So I don't know if it was the sardines that does something or all the movement that I've done. But I can tell you, with them together, baby, I woke up 136.2 pounds. Um, and I didn't try. But y'all know that I've shared with you guys that my goal was 125. Yes, that's what I should have done. Wait, let me do it over. Let me do it over. You know it don't take much to get me distracted. I woke up 137. Yeah, I did. And my goal, because I said by the time I turned 50, I wanted to be 125 pounds. I have no desire in these next 3 weeks to drop that much weight. That would be too much. But I do see if I continue my movement, because the house ain't finished yet, that I might get down to maybe 132 by the time by the time that's Dr. Kilt, y'all, because you know he's supposed to be on our show next week.
Yes.
And that's me fussing at him. Anyway, that is what 132, I can see that's obtainable because it's like 4 pounds by the first of next month. And if I continue to move and continue, yes, sardines with other food I did. So thank you, Darth. I did not follow the sardines only because I was cooking out and I can cook and I like meat. So I ate one rib and then I ate and I did lamb. So I ate that as well. So it was just small portions, but I mainly pushed um I see that I mainly pushed the sardines. I even ate sardines right before this show, right? And then I see the question if you want to pop it up, what kind of water do I drink? So I do electrolytes in my cup, right? And when I first started with electrolytes, I just drank sweet, and it was just so sweet to me. And it was throwing my numbers off. It really, really was. And so, what do I mean by that? I found myself craving stuff. So now, what I do, I take a separate container and I mix the electrolyte flavor. But in my cup, I only put about this much in it, and the rest is water. So it I have a hint of a flavor, but other than that, I only drink water. I haven't drank sodas in like 11, 12 years, but I was a juice drinker, but it had rum in it. I'm just being true. Okay. Boy, I tore some cran apple with some coconut rum, Ciroc rum, whatever rum. I would drink it. I really would. Um, so now the question is, have I arrived yet? No, I still want the 130, 125. I still want that because I still have I still have subcutaneous fat. Is that what it is? Laura, nod your head again. I gotta look because I get on that scale.
Subcutaneous.
That's it, subcutaneous. So I need
Subcutaneous.
that. My visceral,
Subcutaneous.
huh?
Subcutaneous.
I left out the Q.
It's
Subcutaneous,
okay.
because right now my visceral is at a 7.
That's good.
So yeah, yeah. But that
Mm.
subcutaneous, that Q. Yep. And the hydrogen water. That's another thing. So Laura, uh, y'all know that when we get off from here, she teaches us, right? So Laura had Laura had us. I ordered my hydrogen water container. Frederick has one. I have one, and that is what I do. I put the electrolytes in here, and then I pour my hydrogen water on it, and that's what's in my cup. And am I finding myself? Am I finding myself feeling good? I am. I'm feeling good. I feel that what I'm doing now is just a continuation. And I think that's the reason why I did not fully do the sardine challenge. I'm just at a point where I'm comfortable with life. I'm pain free. That is like the biggest thing for me. And that's the thing that keeps me carnivore. I watched someone today saying, they've reached their goal. And ironically, that's what our show is about. So you've reached your goal, your weight is going well. And one of the things that they said was, do I want to continue to restrict myself? because this is restrictive, right? And so I'm saying it's the pain for me. So yeah, I will restrict. Everybody knows that I'll have a jalapeno pepper. I'll have one of those. I bake it with some cream cheese and bacon. Um, since I've been carnivore, I'm gonna push it up to maybe 8 times. It might not even been that many, but I know I fixed some not too long ago. I've had some one time in the last 6 weeks. If that, you know, other than that, I'm not tempted to, as we say, cheat. I'm not tempted to do that because of the pain. You guys, maybe you all just did it well. I didn't. That old people movement, when you go to get up and your body locks in this position for a moment, and then you got to like, oh God, oh God, okay, now I can move. I have no desire to go back to living that way. If that's what worked for other people, that's fine. I don't look forward to, I can almost tell what time it is because my feet are swollen. So I know I'm pushing around 3:30, 4 o'clock, because now the bottom of my feet, sometimes it would happen at 2, depending on how fat I was. But 4 o'clock for sure, that now my feet are hurting and I got to put my ankles up. And oh my God, this pain, I dropped something on the floor and now we have a conversation. Am I going to leave you there? Do I really need to? All this other stuff, you having a conversation with the stuff on the floor. And then my husband turned around to me, why is all this stuff on the floor? Because I dropped it and I didn't want to pick it up. Let me tell you the difference. And I just shared this with him and I'm going to pass it on, Robin, to you. The difference now of what I was sharing with Frederick, and I just lost that thought for me. I'll think of it again. Go ahead, girl.
Okay,
Your turn.
no
I was gonna say,
problem, no
gee,
problem.
lots of people are asking what hydrogen water is, and I'm curious. I've never heard of that either.
Oh, well,
Go
then
ahead, Laura.
let's unmic old girl over there, Laura.
So I don't know if any of you guys have seen Gary Brecka, who is a scientist that used to work for one of the largest life insurance companies, but he would look at people's molecular structure in their DNA, and he could look at your DNA and basically tell you within really, I think it was 97% accuracy, what diseases you were going to get and about the longevity of your life, barring an accident. And so he talks about some people need methylated vitamins in order to absorb them. Some people need this, some people need that. He said one of the things that he talks about is hydrogen water. So there's a little, it's about the size of this without the black lid on it. And you pour filtered water into it. You've plugged it in and charged it. It has a charge port. And then you push a button and it runs for about a minute and a half, real pretty blue light. It's kind of like those lava lamps. I'm just like sitting there looking at it like a bug, drawn to it. But it adds hydrogen to the water, which actually helps unlock your cells to get the fluid into the cells instead of it just getting into the serum part of your blood. So when I can drink a gallon of that, and I might go to the bathroom one time. If I try to do regular water that hasn't had that done to it, I'm going to be going all day long because it's not going into my cells, and you feel more hydrated. You can actually feel it in just the way you're thinking and feel, yep. Of course, hers is purple, mine's silver.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're
cute.
pretty interesting. You should look it up.
Yeah, I was Googling because it looks like it's just hydrogen gas infused into water.
Yeah.
I'm wondering
Yeah.
how it survives the digestive process to have any benefit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we saw this
I
at
can tell
Hack Your
you.
Health.
Yeah. Oh, did
They
you?
were selling them for over $500-$600.
Holy crap. Hola.
One
Sorry.
place was selling it for about
Baby, I knew.
600. The other place was selling it for 250.
Yep.
I
Wow.
gotta say,
knew
I gotta be
Laura
honest
would've had
that
a fit.
the chemist in me is very skeptical of things like this because there's a lot of questions I have, and usually they can't answered in the literature of the products, and
Right.
so like
Yeah, I would go on like Gary Brecka's site and look up, because he will go into any of that and talk about that as to how it withstands like the hydrochloric acid. Yeah.
You see my bubbles going?
Mm-hmm.
I did an experiment with myself because I did regular water and I did just about a gallon one day. And I was in the bathroom constantly, which is normal if I just drink plain water. And then I did a bunch of that and I leave the lid on. I don't leave it sitting open because, of course, then that's going to escape out of the bottle. And I drank almost the same amount of water. And I went to the bathroom one time in that same amount of time. So I was like, it's doing something because that's not psychosomatic. I can't talk my bladder into not going because she has a mind of her own. She doesn't behave.
All right. So
Okay, go ahead.
go ahead, G. Okay.
No, because
So
I
for
was just
me,
I went in there and grabbed a few things that we could talk about later. Go ahead.
okay, no worries. All right. So maintenance strategies after I reach my health goals. So to be honest, I think it's going to take a very long time before I will know if I've actually reached my health goals because my health goals have to do with brain health and dementia and Alzheimer's. So I'm a 57-year-old woman starting to experience a lot of inability to recall. And I used to be able had a mind like a steel trap. Anything I needed to remember, I would remember it in the moment I needed to remember it all the time. And it was like one of the amazing things that it was like a gift that I had. All of a sudden, I started to realize over the last few years that recall it was just going away. I was not able to remember things. I actually would drive around and get lost in my neighborhood. And I'm like, okay, so, I feel like maybe something's going on with my brain health. So I think it's going to take a long time before I will actually know, because my goal is to not have Alzheimer's and dementia. And so I don't see myself, um, meeting that goal within the next year or two. It's going to take a long time. There's lots of damage that I've done to my body over the years. And of course, the food that we've been eating has been just treacherously messing up our bodies. And so I just don't see myself meeting my goals. And plus, I know I have weight to lose and I'm not really losing weight. So I guess I would say that if I was going to try to maintain, hi, sweet baby. Oh, the babies always give me so much joy. I could do exactly what I'm doing now and maintain my weight because that's what I'm doing. So I'm pretty much maintaining my weight. I'm going up and down by about 5 pounds. When I came back from the conference last week, I was down a couple of pounds. And then I ate hot dogs over the weekend and gained those promptly back. I love hot dogs, you guys. I'm sorry. Beef hot dogs are my jam. And so I ate a couple of hot dogs and pretty much that 3 pounds came right back.
Boar's Head is probably the cleanest that I found. And they are them hot dogs are really good. I'm a hot dog person.
I've tried them. I was at an event. They had some zero carb hot dogs. They were not what I would call clean necessarily, but they were zero carbs. And then yesterday I had some more hot dogs. And so, yes. So I could maintain my weight by eating hot dogs. And so I enjoy them. So, I don't see myself changing my eating plan anytime soon. However, there is one thing, and I mentioned this on the show that we did on Saturday, that I did on Saturday with G, and that is this Keto Chow core. I plan to try it. I have a plan to try it. It's a chocolate, it's unsweetened, and it's also made from beef protein. And I'm like, I want to try it. I want to have like ice cream out of it in the summertime. And so that is my plan. So if that's something that I'm considering about reintroducing, I'm not waiting until I reach my health goal until I reintroduce that. As a matter of fact, I've never tried the Keto Chow core at all. I have a lot of Keto Chow at my house. which is like a, for those of you that don't know about keto chow, it's a protein drink mix, like, and you add your own fat to it to make it the macros that you want it to be. Um, and so I'm gonna try that. And there are a couple of vegetables that I can eat and I don't have an issue. I've tried a few, very few vegetables over the course of time that I've been on carnivore. And that is, I tried broccoli and cauliflower, had reactions to both of those, and then cabbage and onion. And I found that as long as my onion is cooked all the way, I could eat it. And I didn't have any reaction to cabbage. But I'm not ready to introduce vegetables back in. I'm not ready to like say I am a ketovore at this point. I want to stay carnivore for quite some time because the issues that I was dealing with, the IBS, which went away on carnivore after on the 31st day. I didn't have IBS and I was like, this is amazing. This is absolutely amazing. But then there are certain things that I eat. Like I ate some Eckrich smoked sausage over the weekend and I noticed some gastric type of distress. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I can't have that. There's something in there that does not agree with me. So I won't be adding any of that stuff. So flexibility, not necessarily. I really love carnivore. I feel like it's very satisfying. I'm full and I'm satiated and I'm satisfied. And most of the time, if I'm craving anything, it's a steak, it's a ribeye. Um, because sometimes ribeye is just too expensive. So I will crave a ribeye and I really enjoy that. So I don't see myself reincorporating fruits and vegetables. I don't really see any necessity for that. I know that the fiber is not good. I know that, of all the things that sit in your gut and ferment, those are the things that actually sit in your gut and ferment. So I don't really need that fiber in my life. So I probably will not incorporate. And social situations, I'm over it. Like I've made it through the holidays. I made it through everybody eating my mother-in-law's pound cake, which is the absolute best. I made it through the strawberry delight. I made it through the turkey and dressing, and I just ate the turkey part. I made it through all of the really hard stuff. Now here we're going into the summertime with the summer fruits. I've already bypassed the strawberries. Strawberry season's almost over. Now watermelon season's right around the corner. I'm not gonna have any. So I do not intend to let these social situations, like G was saying about the pain. I have eczema. Oh my God, I have terrible eczema to the point where my fingerprints, I went to go get fingerprinted a couple of years ago, few years ago, and I did not have fingerprints because my skin had peeled off and I barely had fingerprints to even take to go overseas. So that eczema is really awful and it's so itchy. I was looking at my grandbaby today. I went over and looked at her. My poor baby is covered in eczema. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we got to get her diet changed. We've got to get her diet changed because there's something that she's eating that's causing her to have all this. It's just, and that was how I was when I was a baby and grew up with these raccoon eyes and dark circle around my mouth. I don't want to go back to that. So I just can't see the point of why I would allow any more flexibility. I'm perfectly happy and satisfied. Hey,
Yeah.
Rebecca.
No, let me just, it's like when you said pain, for me to introduce something back, that means I have to eat it and cross my fingers to hope that it doesn't bother me. But what if it doesn't bother me this time and it might bother me next time? It's just not my pain. And so I'll say it again, 120 Percocets a month for 3 years straight is what
Wow.
they had me on. And I was not pain free, along with back injections and all of that. When I say they were trying to fix me, the first option was back surgery. And now I look at my body and say, I'm so glad I did not have that my back and stuff fused together. Because
Mhm.
so then my question to them was, well, okay, so you fuse it and then what? And then what they said is, so let's say this your back and they have to fuse these two. Well, this is going to get weak and this is going to get weak. So what are you going to do? Come now and fuse this one or and
Yep.
fuse and then before you know it,
Mhm.
I'm trying to walk and look cute and then I got to be stiff like I got a board on my back. Yeah, no.
Yep.
That was not it. So for me, pain keeps me in line. So Frederick said to me today, I am like so freaking proud of you. You know, you don't have to check around the corner. Am I sneaking something? No, I'm not. You don't have to worry about it. You want some of this? No, I don't want that. I really, really don't. But don't let it be some meat, honey. Let me taste that. Yes. You know what? So y'all know who Miss Cleo is. You huh? Y'all know? Okay.
Yes.
See?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh
That's what,
gosh.
baby. But I would be Don King if I wasn't Cleo tonight.
But with purple hair.
Yes. And it's cut low on the sides and it is straight. Look, y'all see I'm trying to push it down. Don't come for me unless I send for you, sir. All right. All right. Go ahead. What's next?
Rebecca.
All right. So it's an interesting question of how to monitor my health once I stay on track after meeting my goals. For one, I'm not at my goals, and it's going to be a while to get there because I got to grow a baby and then recover from that, and then see where I'm starting at from there. Because I don't know where I will be compared to where I was when I got pregnant this time. That'll be just one of those interesting things. So my goals are probably a ways away from that. I can tell you that for me, monitoring my health is very subjective. Do I feel good? Is like the number one thing that matters to me. I could go in and get blood tests, and you could go by numbers on a scale, and you can all those can be useful pieces of information. But in the end, do I feel good? Is my body functioning well? Do I am I able to enjoy life and be physical and active? Those are the big markers, and um, that will kind of be like the ongoing thing. Uh, will we ever add plant foods back in? We won't in our family. That's just, I mean, it'd have to be, a complete turnaround. But because we have changed the approach of the way that we consume food, it's not, does this bother me? Can I get away with it? It's become, does this contribute to my health? Is this nutritious? Is this beneficial? And everything that is not is basically looked at with a side eye, like, just to be really, we've got to really have a reason to have anything back in. And for us, the most of that is like, sometimes I'll have stuff with spices. Sometimes we'll have sausages or things like that are, the more processed meats that have, a few extra things in them. But are we going to eat fruits and vegetables? Are we going to have fiber and grains back in? That will never be part of it for my husband and I. And so just because there's just no reason to, we've just changed everything about how we approach eating. It's just very different. And it's been so long. I think this coming week will be 2 years for us. So it's kind of like, at this point, you're like, I don't know how else to do. I can't even imagine, going back. And I know for me, like, fruits would be sweet cravings for days. Um, Vegetables don't have much appeal unless I can, you know, dip them in cheese and butter and other things to them that just, I don't know, there's just not a lot of appeal there anymore.
And that's something how that like you just kind of stuff that
Yeah.
we just like, oh my God, stood in line for ice cream. I remember, oh man, look how long that line is. But you stood there anyway. You stand in line, just I've walked into a restaurant, they told me it was a 2-hour wait, but you really so now I'm giving you 2 hours of me waiting.
Hmm.
All right, maybe if I got there in an hour and 45. And now I got the process of it. You've taken 5 hours of me. And I can't
Yeah.
get them back. All
Right.
One of
for
the
me.
things that we really noticed last year when we went to Texas for the summer, spent a couple weeks on the road on the beach, and realizing how much time we would have spent normally going out to eat, thinking about places to go out to eat. Like we would have spent a third to half of our day every day, either
Yeah.
that standing in line, driving to places to eat, waiting, trying this or that, and excusing all of the excesses that you typically do on vacation because you're like, I'm here, I'm celebrating, I'm out, or whatever. I can have ice cream at 10 in the morning, and then, just for no reason because I'm on vacation and there's a cool ice cream shop here, and it's like there's ice cream everywhere. Ice cream's great. But it's like it's not any better in Texas than it is in Tennessee. It's just it just always tastes. So it we had so even though we were cooking all of our meals at the Airbnb, we still had so much more time than we would have if we'd been going out to eat. And
Yes.
so it's kind of a no-brainer on that regard.
I agree. It was so funny. I was out to dinner the other night and I ordered a cheeseburger with bacon and it came with fries and I was so shocked. I was like, "Oh my God, I totally forgot that burgers come with fries."
Right.
Like if you don't want the fries, you have to say no fries.
Yes.
Total I was my mind was blown like, "Oh my gosh, I forgot about french fries." That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is something how you think about things differently, and it takes all the appeal of going to eat out, like, because all of the I'm like I want to try things and I want it to taste certain ways and I want something I can't do at home or just whatever it is. It's like, am I really going to go to a restaurant and order just a plain steak and nothing else and sit there and the whole time think I like how I cook it at home better anyway? It's just
Yep.
yeah, it's just a very different way of framing things in your mind.
Yeah, and that's when I said, my friend had said to me, because she's carnivore, I've interviewed her, and when she said that, that's what you have. This is what you have to think about. Is that fuel for you, or are you
Hmm.
just feeding your body? And if you
Hmm.
can ask that question, even if you are on the standard American diet,
Hmm.
is it fueling you or are you feeding you? That's what and so that thing I said when she said it that I was going to say that on the show tonight. That really blessed me. So when you start thinking about what you want to put back into your body, is that fueling or feeding you?
Yeah. Well,
There
and
you
it's really, I mean, we talk about this all the time, but so much of the food out there anymore is not food. Like when we look around at snacks at a gas station, I'm like, there's not one literal piece of food in here. This is all products. Even if you're going to consume bread should have like four ingredients, not 30. So we've even things that have the illusion of being food in our current state, it's not the same anymore. And you start looking, and then it even gets into the produce. The produce is not the same anymore. Nothing's the same. And so getting away from this illusion that we can consume these products and it not have consequences is is just something that's I think is really important to look at no matter what you or how you decide to eat, is recognizing like we at the very least need to eat food and not lab experiments. So
Yeah. Okay, Laura.
All right. So, what I have was how do I plan to handle cravings once I meet my health goals? Well, this is my 5-year anniversary this month of being carnivore.
yay.
Thank you. And 28 years prior was keto. So thank you. So I pretty much have kind of hit where I think I'm supposed to be. Thank you. And I may go down 3 pounds, gain a pound, go down a pound. I don't even really I don't care so much about that anymore. But that's because I lost all of that in the the beginning, 153 pounds. And so, um, I I will tell you, last week I made steak and I was in here cleaning my shelves that have all my canned products. And I had canned salsa that I had made last year or 2 years ago for my husband. And I was like, that sounds good. I'll put a spoonful of that with butter on top of my steak. And it really was tasty. I just was like, I just want to try it because I've done that occasionally here and there. And it was excellent. I didn't have any issues until the next day. And I woke up, I was so mad. And I was like, I got up to like start putting my stuff on to do my sprints. And I went to pull my shoes on and I was like, what is happening? I know. I felt like I needed to almost pop my knuckles type feeling. And I was like, that is strange. And I was like, did I have too much of this? Did I, too much salt? Not enough that, I was just trying to think. And I was like, I haven't done anything different. And then I opened up the fridge and I was like, oh, there's my little pint jar of salsa that I opened up yesterday. So I think it's healthy once you get where you want to be, if you want to try something. But just knowing, kind of like Rebecca and you guys have said, it's not really doing anything for me to eat that. And I'm not one of the fortunate people that can do that. Now, my husband, picture of health, he's just as healthy as can be, and he can eat that kind of stuff. Thank you. Um, and it doesn't affect him. His blood sugar is great. He doesn't have high cholesterol. He's just normal size, 160 pounds at 5'6", 5'7". Um, so he's just one of those people that doesn't have any issues from it, which I just think he's part caveman and somewhere in there. Um, so that's what I plan to do is pretty much stay where I am. And part of that is just my personality. I'm very regimented. I like to color inside the lines. I don't really like to be outside of it. But I also, like on my website, I actually have a vegan I'm working with to try to get her vitamins and help her, kind of get that stuff. Ketovore, carnivore, lion, a cancer patient that's doing some stuff, cleaning up their diet. So, you know, I can't sit here and say every single person has to do carnivore because I don't know that. I know that for me, that when I had done the keto for so long, once I started doing the bad keto, because, all the little Quest bars and junk that they had out the last 2 years of my keto experience, it really wrecked me. It wrecked my gut bacteria. I had the cystic acne. I had the joint pain. The brain fog was horrific. Depression, anxiety was crazy. I mean, it was just very bad. Um, and so when I went carnivore, it took a little time to get rid of all of those things, but eventually all of those things did get better. So that is kind of what I plan to do is just kind of stay that way. Um, I'm trying to think too. So I always tell people when I'm working with them, write down your why you want to get healthy. Is it only to lose weight? Which that's okay. If it's just to lose weight and you're healthy otherwise, that's okay. There's a lot of people out there that have no other symptoms. It's just that they have some obesity. So I say if they're doing it for weight loss, that's okay too. I think most of us have found that it helps us in so many other ways additionally. So I think that is it for that. So how about we play the news clip from Rhonda? I will get
We have
that
one
pulled up for
question
you
here.
guys.
I want to
Oh,
mention
yeah.
that you have a question. What's the hydrogen guy's name?
Gary Brecka, BRE. Is it CK or KA?
CKA.
Brecka. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I would just look that up and look and see what the things are that help. Okay, let's see. There we go. All right, here we go.
News from the community. In today's segment, I want to shout out Carrie Mann at Homestead How and also Adam Lacey at Carnivore Today. Adam has joined forces with Carrie to film a documentary on a proper human diet called Healing Humanity: The Power of a Proper Human Diet. The documentary aims to offer hope to the hopeless and heal humanity. Yesterday, Carrie shared with his community members a teaser trailer that was presented at the Hack Your Health 2024 conference in Austin, Texas last week. He said this isn't a trailer for the movie because the movie isn't done yet, but it was something they put together for the convention to give people an idea of what they were going for with the documentary. Carrie stated what they are going for is sharing individual stories of incredible healing when returning to a proper human diet and making that emotional connection. The focus is on the individual stories because that's what's going to inspire others and keep people engaged. Carrie stated that since they filmed the teaser trailer, they have conducted 20 more interviews and said they are hoping to do a subsequent series after the documentary airs. They have enough footage right now to be done with the documentary, but there's still more individual stories that they want to add to it. Here is a short clip of the teaser trailer.
Hello, Carrie here from Healing Humanity. A proper human diet has changed my life forever. Not only am I down over 100 pounds since my heaviest, I also overcame depression and anxiety and many other issues. Now I'm going on a journey to help others do the same.
You know, I've been a doctor for nearly 30 years now.
We've all been misled for so long.
And they gave me pills for anxiety, they gave me pills for depression.
Our bodies are so deficient and so malnourished that of course you're going to get diseases, of course you're going to get sick.
I believe that I may have caused my cancer.
It is no way to live. It's a nightmare.
I was just so hopeless for so many years. It just kills me to know that the answer was out there the whole time.
The food that we're eating nowadays is simply not food. I mean, just because we put it in our mouths and we chew it and swallow it doesn't make it food.
We can sit back and we can say the bloody doctors, it's not their fault. They were trained and they're doing what they were trained to do.
The thing that really pisses me off is that the people that we should have been able to trust, the literal organizations that we look up to protect us, are the people who have done the majority of the misleading.
I'm 82 years old, which is just a chronological number. You put the right fuel in the engine and the engine works.
I have now transitioned from a disease manager to a disease killer. I've transitioned from a drug dealer to a killer.
3 weeks ago, I didn't know this man, Bill, from Alaska. Bill is 700 pounds and he's been stuck in his house for 4 years. You nervous?
I'm nervous, scary. You know, I live in Alaska, the most incredible place on the planet. I had to have a toilet put, a few feet from my bed, which I can barely walk to as is. I have not been outside in over 4 years. This is life or death for me. I'm sorry, Gary. I'm sorry about that.
Here.
Man, thanks, dude. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now, for the first time in a long, long time, I'm looking towards the future, which I've not had in such a long, long time. It's just the most incredible feeling.
Wow, that was powerful. This has been news you can use from the carnivore community. Thank you for watching.
Wow. Wow. We saw it in person, but it's just as emotional watching it here at this time. Yeah.
Yes. They did an excellent job on the trailer. And
did.
when I say to you, some of the people that you are following, I know that Laura body is gonna look like Maggie's body. I already know that. At the back, when she did that, I was like, oh, that's Laura. That's Laura. They in I know Victoria, goosebumps. Goosebumps. So why you can't care for humans and someone has not left a room in 4 years? What? And then to see them enough to where they're outside. Bill outside, y'all.
He's
He's
outside.
Yeah.
He's outside. Amazing.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Carrie has been a soldier, and you guys, anyone that knows, know I will always say he has changed the face of the carnivore community.
Yes, he has.
If you like, I know Laura can attest to this. She just said she was carnivore for 5 years, and then Rebecca over 2. Carrie didn't come into the community. He was homestead How, not carnivore. So he was teaching all these other different things. Yes, hero. All right. And just he's changed this community. It's like now everybody I think had something going and we all feel connected now. This is yes, but he's riding his 4-wheeler. That's right. He's even doing more. And this is like okay, I'm done.
Speechless.
I know I can't. Me, out of all people, speechless. It is phenomenal what's going on. It's not even it's across the world. There are carnivores everywhere. And that is phenomenal. People are changing their lives. And Carrie and his family and the ones that have connected with him have changed the carnivore community. This now is the time to be a part. Come on in. Come on in. But look, real quick. These are things that Laura has us taking. One was my magnesium. All right, had to do this one. And then the ox bile, right? Because well, the magnesium helped me with my leg cramps and stuff. I know, you know what, Dr. Nelson? I didn't already talk. Dr. Kiltz, I started taking these today. I know it's hard to believe.
I got those.
Yeah, I started taking these today.
I got that too.
I know. So I think that's what I'm saying. So you want to know what am I going to change? Girl, do you know how good I feel? Let me move this thing over. Do you know? Do I need to talk to the people way in the back? I feel phenomenal. There you go.
Yes.
So what are you asking me to go back to?
Right.
For me, that right there was my husband said to me, and I think this is what I was going to say. He was talking about how proud he was of me. I remember times, bless his heart, we've been living here for 10 years. And I've watched my husband do so many projects where I would just kind of walk in the room, or if he was outside, I'll bring him some water. That there was no way that all I could do is like prop up and try and look cute on the side of him. You need some water, honey? You need this? Can you bring it? Oh Lord, don't start asking me too many things. I can't lift anything to bring to you. I'm like, no help, but I'm a good cheerleader. And I can show you the next thing that need to be done. Now he has to tell me, I'll do it. He told me today, he was like, babe, you are like dragging. no, not dragging, picking them up, bags out, trash out, uh, moving boxes. Oh, baby, I'm doing it. I say, yeah, this is what I was trying to tell you beforehand that I used to do this, but you didn't believe me. It's like, I was sitting there, yeah, I used to do so. Yeah, right. No, I really did. But I was more like this. And right now, I have a phenomenal life, my health. And I always say, barring any accidents or anything like that. But I just feel my bounce back is something else. Wait, what did carnivore mommy say? Been carnivore 20 months now. What we got? uh Keto clean since 2019. I take my what is that?
Chelated.
Chelated mag blend. Is that what I got? Yeah, no, that ain't what I have. And chelated minerals every day. Yeah, I'm getting ready to introduce some mineral. Oh, I didn't bring. I do iodine. And I'm so glad that Dr. Bright told me how the iodine was going to, if you have like white cabinets, it'll change.
Russ.
No, because somebody must have told him I was looking for him. I said, why are you getting quiet now? Why are you getting quiet now? Oh, honey.
Russ,
Which
you're
one did
hilarious.
you order, carnivore mommy? Did you get the
I hope it
peppermint
was
or
the
the
cinnamon, baby, because the cinnamon is off the chain. I
It
love it.
probably
Wow.
is.
So
I'm gonna have
good.
to order some because
Yeah, that cinnamon tooth powder is like
Oh,
when
so
I
good.
do the orders tonight, there it's sold out. I will have to make some first thing in the morning. I'm gonna do spearmint, peppermint, and cinnamon. I'm gonna do all three different flavors to have some more options. But that
okay, that's
is like,
yeah. She
yeah,
said she think it was the cinnamon, and they're saying
So
I have
good.
her peppermint. I have the peppermint.
The peppermint
Uh,
was good, but the cinnamon is off the
okay,
chain.
so let me just
it
say
is.
this to y'all, and I've said this before. I don't know what go on in your household, but the standard American diet. If I took my shower at night and go to sleep and don't put deodorant on, I smell like I was boxing with sumo wrestlers overnight, right? Yeah. So it's like sometimes I wake up and say, oh my God, if I don't put deodorant on, standard American diet. I've tried right now, let me see. I think I was on the last one was the Dove, only because they make it here in the town where I am, and I can go to the plant and get it for like $2. That's the reason why I was doing that. But y'all, Laura makes some deodorant. When I say to you, one swipe, all women needed. Dr. Bright told us about it, and Laura probably can tell you all the other stuff. But when I say to you, her deodorant, one swipe, smells good because I have a picky nose, and I can work out in. Gave it to you too, I know. But it did tame, but it ain't all the way gone just yet. Right? I think I gotta move some of this fat that's on my inner thigh. Because it's still doing this little, but it ain't rubbing. I used to sound like this. When them thighs was crossing. And then you get tired, you look down and your pants then beat it all up on the inside. Who wants to go back to that?
Ah,
no.
no
Yeah,
one.
And
no, thank you.
corduroys.
I do not
Ooh.
want that. I do not want that. So these are the things and stuff.
Oh my goodness. The chat's heating up over here.
Right.
Yeah.
So Laura, talk about the iodine, or do we need that from Dr. Bright? Laura.
What?
Can you hear us? Laura?
Sorry, I was spacing.
She's reading the hot chats. Go ahead, Laura.
I know. I
We
was
wanna-
like, you're talking about
I'm
hot
gonna
gas.
follow you
So,
soon, girl.
you know,
I'm just not there. I'm just not there
yeah,
yet.
it is a usable thing that most people do for like their thyroid. I think some people that have Hashimoto's have to be careful with using iodine. So I would work with somebody, a practitioner, if you can find a holistic practitioner, functional medicine person, to really run your labs and keep an eye on things with doing the iodine. But generally, most of us can tolerate the iodine. So, and it just depends. Some people do 2 drops of the 2%. Some do 5 a day and don't do it on the weekend, just do it Monday through Friday. So there's all different kinds of options that you can do. So just
Yep.
depends.
Yep. So I just put those little drops in. Now, y'all know I was doing the test. I did it live with Dr. Bright. Now, because okay, that's what I was saying. She said, and I'm glad she told me this, that the iodine is a vapor, and if you have it in a white cabinet, it will turn the cabinets color, right? But then when you remove it, the cabinets will go back to the white. It ain't like you got to scrub it off. So I said, I'm not going to put it in the cabinet. So I put it up against the tile. And my husband walked in. It's like, what's going on with the tile? I got a spot this big of the color of the iodine. And then when I move it, it starts clearing up. I'm like, you know what?
Wow.
It'll be all right. Yeah. So just be mindful of
Okay.
where you have it.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, because I'm gonna tell you
Jill
how bad
says
it is.
iodine makes my heart beat real bad with 2 drops. I can't do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And that's, I was gonna say, that's why I would work with somebody and get your labs. And you know, you can go through, I have it wrote down someplace. I don't think I brought it home. Um, a company that you can work with and get all these different labs ordered, and you can take it to a laboratory that does like LabCorp. I think Quest
Own
Labs
Your
is another one.
Labs. They
Yes,
were
Own
at
Your
Hack Your
Labs. Yep.
Health. It's called Own Your Labs.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's like $19, $25, something like that, and you can get a lot of these things tested. So
Mhm.
people, the way you kind of know that you need iodine, I think, is you feel kind of run down. If you're having thyroid issues, most of the time you know it because you do have a lot of times heart palpitations, but you'll have the thinning of the eyebrows on the outside of the eyebrow.
Mhm.
You'll start
That's
seeing that.
me. Mhm.
Yep.
I
And
need
so
it.
that's a telltale sign. If I see somebody that has that, breaking off of the hair at like, you know, not just from like doing the flat iron, but I mean, really having those places of that, the swelling, sometimes you'll see that. But with that, if I ever found swelling in my thyroid, I am going to my functional practitioner that we have 2 in my little teeny town, which I'm so happy about.
Wow.
And
That's
I mean, we have
awesome.
less than, yeah, we have 3,000 people in the town closest to me, and they have 2 functional medicine doctors. One is a functional and holistic OBGYN, and the other one is a GP. So we
Oh,
are
that's
very
awesome.
lucky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
So
are.
what Dr. Bright shared with me was I put a drop of iodine here and I rubbed it in, right? And it dried up. We kept going. And then it was see how long it took for that to disappear. The downside was I take multiple showers, so I forgot. So it was to do the iodine for 5 days, nothing for 2 days, 5 days, nothing for 2 days, and test it again. Well, because of the discoloration, right, in the kitchen, and carnivore mommy, I don't know you if you have a brown cabinet, I don't think that you see it. My tile is a cream color. That's my cabinets are brown. I don't see it on my cabinets, but because of where I have it seated. I went to Hack Your Health and forgot the iodine at home. So that jacked that whole thing up. So I'm starting to
Oh,
5 days
Lord.
over again. I know I got to do 5 days.
Just take the iodine. Just
I'm
take
just
it.
taking the iodine. I am. Look,
I just started taking it, and I'm
Russ,
gonna
the
keep on
other
taking
people getting you. Everybody know that salt is bad for
it.
you.
Right. Leave that umbrella girl alone with her dextrose.
Yes, honey.
Maltodextrin.
Anti-caking agent. Yes. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well,
Horrible.
there we go, guys. It is
All right.
around. What do you guys have going on this week?
Nothing for me. I'm not getting anything done.
She's growing a human. You
Yes.
are doing something.
So for
And
those
8
that
children.
don't know, Rebecca is pregnant. She's
Yes.
growing a human right now. Oh, look at there. And
thank you.
this weekend, before Father's Day, and happy Father's Day to the dads.
Happy Father's Day.
We're doing a show, Carnivores After Dark. That's when the ladies come on later in the evening and, talk about what needs to be talked about in the carnivore community from a female point of view. And we'll be doing that this weekend. Laura will be, I'm just making stuff up. Laura is going to, she got a lot of product to make. She got to give me some cinnamon and just go ahead and send it. I'm good for the money. Because she didn't talk to Robin and talked about the cinnamon thing too much.
It's so good.
And now they getting ready to buy out the deodorant because I'm telling y'all, yes. Yes, and happy Pride Month. That's another one I forgot. I meant to say something. Happy Pride Month to everyone. Yes, let me see. What is it? I just ordered a rebounder. Yep. Got the rebounder up there. Can't wait to get it. Got hubby.
Nice. The light.
Yep, got that from Father's Day too. Oh, y'all over there getting sexy and fine.
Nice.
Oh my God. Russ.
Big Daddy, that day go for you too. All right.
Sure.
Yes, that counts. You are, look at that. And here's the thing, you did not have to be the biological. But if you are stepping in the place where you are mentoring boys, girls, whatever, yeah, that is it. That is what counts. So all hearts and mind clear. What is it that
don't forget about next week? What's our big thing on Monday?
Yes.
Dr. Kiltz.
Dr. Kiltz.
Listen, y'all.
Yes.
So
I love Dr. Kiltz. He's my favorite.
I had the opportunity to interview with him, but I said, you coming on the show. You're gonna get in here with the felines. So there you go. Next week, Dr. Kiltz will be here. And I met him in person. And when I say, y'all, Dr. Kiltz cut up. These doctors, now Dr. Chafee tries to still act studious.
Yes, he does.
Dr. Baker, Dr. Kiltz,
rowdy.
Yes, they are some hootenannies going on something with them. Yes, he is. And we will have him here with us next Monday. So as a matter of fact,
17th.
Yep, the 17th. The 15th will be here. It will actually have the other ladies, the
lioness.
The lioness. I know. I'm gonna get it, y'all. I'm gonna get it. We'll be here. We got a good format that evening. I'm excited. That one doesn't start until 8:00 at night.
Yes.
I know. Girl, 7 o'clock
Saturday.
Stop it.
It's a Saturday.
You stop. Yeah, you stop. We stand up and we're gonna talk about everybody has a topic for that one. So
Russ keeps me up when I do the lives with Russ. I'm on there for like 2 hours. Literally, it was midnight one night, and I'm like, I have to get up at like 5 o'clock. And I was like, I gotta tap out. I mean, I feel like my eyes were blinking, kind of like Nancy Pelosi's. They weren't going at the same time.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, all right. So everybody. Wait, did you hear he say his phone better be ringing after the show is over? Actually,
no, but I got to get an air conditioner in my window too.
Yeah,
so
we're trying to get out because he's getting ready to have some work and stuff done. So we thank you guys. It is
everybody.